Are you ready to lean test your business idea? If you've been contemplating or simmering on a business idea for months and maybe even years, this is your opportunity to launch lean and get started. If you're based in South Africa and you have a product or service that you feel is ready to launch and you want to test the waters without investing all of your savings, then this video is your answer. What if I told you that you could test your business idea with real customers and real payments with minimal investment? I'm Victoria. I'm a website designer with a background in finance. I'm passionate about helping businesses to grow online. So if you enjoy this type of content, please hit like or subscribe. It helps me to keep creating content and also to grow the community. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use the build, learn, measure framework within the iKhokha platform to lean test your business idea successfully. It takes minutes to set up, and you'll have a clear direction to follow when establishing your business vision. I've also created a comprehensive guide that covers everything in this video, together with some lean testing business tips. With that out of the way, it's time to dive into the practical details. So first up, let's look at why lean testing is so important. Many optimistic business owners, and I'm one of those, will begin by following the traditional route of registering a company, designing a logo, ordering stock, building a website, or even renting out an expensive space, only to realize many key business lessons on the way. After they've spent thousands, maybe hundreds and thousands of rands on this particular project, they start to see the cracks that start to develop. South Africa presents many opportunities for new businesses, but it can also make for distinct obstacles that need to be mitigated and managed smartly. This is why lean testing is a great way to dip your toes in before you commit fully to a business idea. The build, measure, learn cycle is adapted from Eric Ries's book, The Lean Startup, which also provides a framework for this video. In the build phase, you create the simplest possible version of your idea that you can put in front of real people. This is your minimum viable product. It's something tangible enough that people can interact with it, react to it, and decide whether they're willing to purchase it. The benefits are significant because you get to reduce your financial risk. Instead of sinking your savings into something unproven or very uncertain, you spend the bare minimum to see if there's demand. If it works, great. Now you invest with confidence. If it doesn't, you've learned a valuable lesson for a fraction of the cost. You also get real market feedback, not opinions from friends and family who might just want to be nice to you and saving you the heartache. Actual buying behavior from strangers is what you need. Someone pulling out their credit card and paying you is the most honest feedback you'll ever get. That tells you more than any survey or focus group. You can learn what to adjust early on. Maybe your product is right, but your pricing needs work. Maybe your offer is strong, but your messaging isn't clear. Lean testing helps you to identify potential issues early on while you can still pivot. This then helps you build your momentum and confidence. Small sales become your proof of concept, whilst also providing you with insightful data that you can then build on to establish your business model and concept. In the build phase, you don't have to wait in order for everything to be perfect before you launch. You simply need an attractive offer, a way to take payment, and a strategy to reach the right people. This is what iKhokha allows you to do in a few simple steps. Next up is the measure phase. Once your site is live, collect all the data. See, are people visiting? Are they buying? Where are they dropping off? What questions are they asking? How are they finding you? This is where your iKhokha dashboard, your social media insights, and your direct conversations with customers become very important. You're looking for signals, not just sales particularly. Someone adding to a cart but then not finalizing their order at checkout is important to note. Someone asking about a variation you don't offer is also a signal. Silence after consistent promotion can also be feedback. The last phase is the learning phase. This is where you take what you've measured and turn it into a decision. Did the data confirm your assumptions or show you something different you might have missed? If people are buying, what specifically is driving that? If they're not, where is the breakdown? The learning phase is where you decide whether to persevere with your current approach, pivot by changing something significant, or stop and try a different idea altogether. This isn't guesswork, it's evidence-based decision making. Then you loop back to the build phase. You take what you've learned, you make one adjustment, and you run the cycle again. What makes this framework powerful is the speed at which you approach it. The faster you move through the cycle, the less money you waste, and the sooner you find out what works. Most businesses fail because they spend months or years in the build phase, perfecting every single thing before they move into the measure phase. The whole point of this framework is to get learning as fast as possible. Here are a few things you should research before you dive into lean testing. Validate your problem first, not just the product. Before testing whether people will buy your solution, make sure the problem you're solving exists and that it matters enough for people to purchase. The second thing you should look for is to understand who your target customer is. Get specific about who you're selling to. Age, location, income level, behavioral habits, where they're spending their time online. The more specific you are, the easier it is to find your particular audience during your testing phase, and the more meaningful your results will be. Research your competitors. Look at who's already doing something similar. What are they charging? How are they positioning themselves? What are their customers raving or complaining about? And how can you use this information to differentiate your offering? Set a budget for your lean test. Decide upfront what you're prepared to spend on things like marketing, inventory, and treat it as the cost of learning. The last thing to look at is to prepare to actually sell, not just test. Have your fulfillment figured out. If someone makes a purchase, do you have a courier account set up so you can actually fulfill that order? Do you have stock? Can you provide the service? Nothing kills momentum faster than getting your first sale and not being ready to follow through. Right, let's work through the build phase. iKhokha is a South African fintech company that was established in 2012. The business was acquired by Nedbank in 2025 for 1.65 billion rand. The company initially started out by offering affordable card machines. Today, they've expanded into a comprehensive online platform that allows you to accept payments, manage your business, set up a website, send payment requests, and get access to cash advance funding. Here's how you can set up your online store step by step. Step 1, create your free iKhokha profile. Go to iKhokha.com and sign up. You'll need your business name, trading address, ID number, residential address, bank details, and company reg number if your business is a private company. iKhokha will then verify your details, and from here you can start to set up your web store. Step 2, set up your products or services in the iKhokha dashboard. Once your profile is verified, log into the dashboard, go to the store catalog, and here you can add as many products as you need. Include a name, a description, pricing, and images. This becomes your full digital catalog. Under the Catalog Management tab, I can also add a service. For this floral business, I'm going to add a full wedding day arrangement service, and I can select a category, enter a description, and also specify the selling price, toggling on whether I would like to include or exclude VAT. I can also then include a service image. What's really powerful about the iKhokha dashboard is that once you've created your products and your services, you don't only need to rely on your web store to complete payments. You can then go to the online tab under the payments tab, click Paylink, and then you can generate specific pay links to send on to your customer. So for instance, I would like to sell a product and service. I would then add a name for the link, include a description if I'd want. It's not necessary, but it's optional. Then I can add a particular product, click save and continue. I can then also select whether I'd like to collect the customer's delivery info and create link. So there you have it. I can download the QR code if I'd like to send that on to a customer. I could either email it, WhatsApp it, or copy the link. Here I can preview the link and see what my customer sees. So they need to enter their details, their street address, and their postal code. On the payment page, my customer has the option to pay with Google or Apple Pay, a credit or debit card, and instant EFT. In order to create an invoice, I simply have to go to the invoice tab, select create invoice, incorporate my customer's name, and then select how I would like to send on this invoice to my customer. I'm going to select contact number, and I can also include optional information like their VAT number, street address, and province or country. From here, I can then add a particular line item. For this example, I'm going to add a service, the wedding day floral service, and then select next. I can specify due date, invoice number, and any additional notes that I would like to include if I need to my customer. I can then review this. You can see that it obviously has the iKhokha branding, but you can see underneath all the payment details for the particular invoice. So from here, then you can go create invoice and just ensure that all the details whilst you're reviewing it are accurate, because you cannot go back and edit the invoice. That's the only thing that's limiting about this. Once you've reviewed and created, you can't go and edit it. So ensure all your details are correct and then select create invoice. From here, I can either WhatsApp or copy my invoice link to send on to the client. If I preview the invoice, here's what my customer sees, and then they can also select pay invoice directly from the actual invoice statement. So this makes it really easy for customers to fulfill and pay for their products or services. Step 3, launch your iKhokha web store. iKhokha essentially assigns a subdomain where you don't have to worry about hosting or domain fees for your website URL and store data. Specify your website name and ensure this is correct, because this cannot be changed. Customize the website look with your colors and your logo, and also a banner image. Set your delivery or pickup options, and then once you're happy with everything, you can select publish. You now have a live online store. No coding, no developer, and really in such a quick amount of time. It makes it so easy. The iKhokha payment gateway is automatically integrated into your store, so customers can easily check out, and you don't have to worry about integrating other payment APIs into your store. Step 4, share your store link everywhere. Copy your web store URL and post it on WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, wherever your potential customers are. This is your lean test stage. You're putting your offer in front of real people to see if they're interested. Step 5, track everything from your iKhokha dashboard. Every sale and order, every customer detail sits in one convenient place. From the order management tab, you can track orders. From the reports tab, you can track your sales history and payouts. Now that your site is live, this is where you can start to measure. Within the measuring phase, try not to make any changes. You need a baseline before you can start adapting. Within the iKhokha dashboard, you can easily track sales data. You can see a full sales history, recent transactions, and detailed views of individual transactions. This tells you how many sales you're making, when they're happening, and how much revenue is coming in. During a lean test, you're tracking whether sales are increasing, flat, or declining over the test period. You can also compare sales trends over time, which is critical for spotting whether a change you've made had any impact. Order management. For web store and Paylink orders, you can see customer names, order details, and delivery information. You can filter and search by specific dates, order statuses, or basket amount. This lets you see who's buying, what they're buying, and whether repeat customers are emerging. You can also update order statuses, which keeps your fulfillment organized while you're testing. Once you have enough data, you can then start to draw useful insights to implement specific changes and adjust specific variables. This is the learning phase. Through the dashboard, you can change pricing, whether that's adjusting prices up or down to see how it affects sales volumes and the type of customer you attract. Sometimes a higher price can signal higher quality, and this might be something that's positive. Other times, a lower price removes hesitations, but you won't know until you test this. Product listings, you can update product names, descriptions, images, and this can all be done from the dashboard. This is where you test one variable at a time. You can rewrite a product description and see if conversions improve. You can swap out for better images and monitor whether click-through rate changes. The dashboard makes these changes instant, so you're not waiting on someone to make the changes. Adding or removing product. If you want to test a new product or variation, you can add it directly. If something isn't selling at all, you can remove it or pause it. This keeps your store focused on what's working. Delivery and options. You can adjust how customers receive their orders. If people are abandoning at checkout because delivery costs are too high, you can test adding a collection option or adjust your delivery pricing. Pausing and resuming your web store. If you need to stop the test temporarily, maybe you're out of stock or you need to regroup, whatever the reason is, you can pause the store and then resume when you're ready. This is useful if you're running tests in phases. This is where you loop back to the build phase. You take what you've learned, make one adjustment, and run the cycle again. Each loop gets faster and more informed than the last. If people are buying and you're seeing positive momentum in your sales growth, congratulations! You've validated your idea with real revenue. Now you can start to invest with confidence. This is when it makes sense to think about building a proper website, investing in branding, expanding your product range, and putting money into your marketing. Because now you're not guessing, you have evidence and some more certainty. If the results are mixed, that's still valuable. Maybe people are visiting but not buying. This could be a pricing issue, a trust issue, or maybe even a messaging issue. Adjust and test again. The beauty of lean testing is that it's not a one-shot exercise, it's iterative. And if nobody ends up buying, that could be the most valuable outcome, because you found this information out before you spend some serious money. You can pivot, you can tweak the offer, you can try a completely different angle, all without having burned through your savings. The point is, you let the market tell you what it wants, instead of assuming you already know. So that's how you lean test a business idea using iKhokha's platform and the Build, Measure, Learn framework. It's minimal cost to run, and you get real answers from real customers. I'm a big believer in testing before building. Too many small business owners do it the other way around and end up taking on too much risk. If you found this useful, please make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit the like button if this helped you, and drop a comment below if you've got a business idea you're thinking about testing. I love to hear what you're working on. And when you're ready to take the next step and build a proper website for your validated idea, that's what I do. Head over to my website for more details. The link is in the description. I'm Victoria. I'll see you in the next one.